Welcome back, friends. On my channel, I've featured this garden hose right here. It's a 0G by Teknor Apex. This is my all-time favorite garden hose. I've had it for 6 years now. It works awesome. It hasn't ever leaked. But today we have a brand new one that they're introducing. Let me show you. So brand new for 2023, we have the Teknor Apex Synergy garden hose right here. So what we're going to do is put it through all types of tests. The very first one is we're going to hook it up to this building right here, which has really good water pressure. It's actually popped some of the cheaper fabric garden hoses, the ones that you've seen on TV. And what we're gonna do is see what kind of water pressure we have. And we're gonna have this hooked up for at least 1 hour. So we'll know that it can withstand the pressure of that. And then we're gonna also put it through some other tests that I think you're gonna enjoy. So let's get started. So first of all, let's see what we have in the box here. And we'll take the hose out. All right, so let's take a look at the hose. It does have a cool design. I like the looks of it like that. It's very soft. All right, so let's go ahead and just unroll it. It isn't getting all twisted. That's one thing I like. Glad to see that. We're gonna go ahead and put this end on so that way we can build up pressure in the hose. You know, after just unwinding it, after it was all coiled up, it really doesn't have that much memory, but I know once I put water pressure in it, it's definitely going to straighten it out, I bet. Ooh, got a little air in the line. Whoa. This is definitely a lot more powerful than my house. Yep, this is very solid. You can see it's not going to kink. So if you're pulling around the yard, it is kink resistant. You just see the water pressure. Definitely really good. All right, so we're going to turn the water off. We're going to put this test gauge on it and see what kind of PSI we have. I never used one of these pressure gauges before, but my prediction it's going to be somewhere around 60. At my house, I think it's going to be somewhere like around 40. I'm going to go ahead and screw this on here. All right, just turn it on. Let's see what we have here. Wow. We're right at about 69 to 70 PSI. That's very impressive. All right, so what we're gonna do right now is turn the water off, take this off, put this on right here. We're gonna just drag the hose around here a few times and also let it set up for about an hour just to see if there's any leaks. So as I use it out here a few times, I wanna also see if it scuffs the material, if this will hold up to some abrasive material like this right here. So that'll be another interesting thing to test out. All right, definitely feels smooth. I don't notice any gouges or cuts in it. That's impressive. Okay, so now after an hour later, it's holding up just fine. I haven't noticed any leaks forming. And as I mentioned with one of those as seen on TV hoses, I noticed after the first hour out here a couple years ago, the hose popped. So this is definitely a tough one. No leaks. Nice and dry. Okay, so we're at my house right now and we're gonna hook the new Synergy hose up here. I have a test that I'm gonna show you over here that I think is gonna be interesting. So first, let's just see if I have somewhere between 40 and 45 PSI. That's my guess. So whenever I'm transporting a hose, I always connect it together so it doesn't drip water in my vehicle. So I just want to show you here, you can probably see. So this is a crush proof end right here. It's aluminum and it has a brass insert. So that will prevent it from corroding. I don't know if you've ever left a hose hooked up to your house for a while and then it just kind of almost like corrodes on there or welds on there and it's really difficult to get off. You're not going to have that with these brass inserts right here. So that's a definite plus. And then it has a really nice ergonomic grip. So when you go to tighten it to your house right there, you can really hold on to it. Very nice. You just see that's all one piece right there. That doesn't swivel separate. Swivels like that. That's cool. And this end doesn't swivel like that. So you're gonna end up getting, so this orange nozzle here is my favorite at my house. So you're gonna end up twisting this, not this, when you put that end on. But We're gonna see the water pressure first. All right, let's see what kind of PSI I have at my house. I do have well water, and there's a couple whole house filters that I use to filter out the sediment. So sometimes after a while, the water pressure goes down a little bit, but I think we're gonna be probably right around 40. Let's see. All right, there's a little bit of water dripping out, but I think it's on the tester. So we are right at about 41 PSI. All right, let's shut it off and hook this up. I think you'll see it's not dripping. Oh, I see what happens. There isn't a rubber gasket in there. All right, I think the Synergy hose is Oakley approved. Oakley, what do you think? You approve? So as I mentioned, the 0G hose is my absolute favorite. I actually have a larger version. That's the Pro, the green one. And I think that's like 3/4 inch diameter. The Synergy expands up to 5/8. Okay, so the test I want to demonstrate for you is why I think the Synergy hose is going to work better than the 0G hose for this particular circumstance. So I have this stick pump right here by Milwaukee. It has a 2 amp hour M12 battery. So I notice when I have a vinyl hose hooked up to this right here, the water flows out real easy. When I hook the 0G hose up, I think because it's relatively flat and requires pressure to fill it up, the pump doesn't have enough PSI that it can put enough water out to keep that hose from kinking. All right, so what I'm doing right now is hooking the Synergy hose up to the stick pump. And I have about 3.5 to 4 gallons of water in that yellow bucket there. So I'm gonna put that in there. And watch, I'll flip it on. Ready? You hear it? So there's enough water that it's pumping out where this hose will work with it. So there's a really interesting patent pending design that goes into this right here. So instead of me trying to explain it, I want to show you if you go to the Teknor Apex website, which I'll have a link to down below. Okay, so here's the Synergy website showing you why it's everything you want in a Pro hose. So now as we scroll down, it has a tough puncture resistant cover with UV protection, which withstands harsh outdoor use. Number 2 here, it has dual layer bonding technology for maximum adhesion to stop tears and splitting. Number 3, you see that mesh design, that's the Never Kink technology, which minimizes kinking. And then number 4 here, it's a pliable inner core which boosts the flexibility for easy maneuvering and coiling. That I definitely noticed. And then right here, where to buy, you click on that where you can see which retailers you can go and buy it online. Or there's some stores you can go and get it too. So as I mentioned, the Synergy hose is brand new for 2023. I've only had it for a short amount of time, but I'm really liking it, and time will tell over the next couple months whether this is going to be my all-time favorite over the 0G. It has a lot of nice things that the 0G has. It's lightweight, it doesn't kink, and then also it just folds up really nice and doesn't have like that memory or the stiffness to it. So there's some really great things, and this has a smooth outer cover compared to the 0G, so maybe I will end up liking this one better, because if you just have this out in the sun and the wind, it will dry in just a matter of a few minutes, where the other one might take a little bit longer. So those are just some of my first initial thoughts. I'd like to know what you think about this, or if you have some questions, let me know. So if you're interested in seeing some of my other videos by the Teknor Apex company, some of the 0G hoses, I'll have a short playlist right here that you can check out, and you can just see what I looked like 6 years ago. That's one of my first ones that I made. And then if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because we have some other great videos coming out soon.